Hey folks, Deplorable Redneck here because I like America and want to keep America under America's values. I'm deplorable. Yeah, I'm in flyover country out in the edge of the piney woods of Texas. So, folks in LA and New York City and DC, yeah, my opinion doesn't count because I'm dumb. Yeah, I'm really dumb. Don't know what the hell I want. I'm just clinging to guns and God. Well, apparently, the people in those areas should really find God to start with. Because their values have gone straight to hell. Morals, don't even talk about morals. They've got no idea what morals are anymore, as far as I'm concerned. Uh, I'm I'm of the opinion that they are out for themselves. Out for, am I getting keep America great in there good? Yeah, keep America great. Yes, they're trying to destroy it, but let's keep America great. All the immoral dumbasses out there, corporations, politicians, entertainment industry, media industry. Let's face it, they talk about institutional racism. The left runs the institutions. They run the inside of government. Whoever happens to be in office that you know the name of, yeah, that changes. That's not the institution. The institution are people that were never voted for. They were not elected. And they are a bunch of out for themselves, out for their interest group, wanting whatever the hell they want, but it's not what people like myself and millions of others want. I just signed and mailed a petition for, or a poll, something of the such, to stop Common Core and critical race theory from coming to this area. If any of you get something like that, please, whether you can afford to send a few bucks or not with it, please fill it out. Let DC knows what you're thinking, because Common Core and critical race theory is destructive to our children. It essentially is telling our children, hey, if your parents, hey children, if your parents disagree with the system, turn them in. Tell us about them. We will take care of your parents. Which basically they're looking at American gulags or things along those lines. It's stupid and it's scary. The way that they're leaning on doing all this stuff. It's really stupid and scary. Both in one breath. Stupid and scary. The scary part is the road they're going down has been tried in areas that were formerly communist. They say, it's just socialism. It's American socialism. There's no such thing. Anything American has nothing socialist built into it. American is about freedom. Freedom of myself and the freedom for you. To make up your mind what you want to do, what you want to say, what you want to think. Socialism is the opposite of that. It's like the Borg of Star Trek Next Generation. The collective. You either agree with the collective or you're eliminated. And that's what in today's realm is what cancel culture is. Not council culture. They are saying, oh, you don't agree with what we've got to say? Well, we're going to destroy your career and make sure that you can't get a job in the industry that you've been working in for however long you've been working in it in, that you can never get a job in that industry again. Y'all say, that's no problem. It doesn't happen to me. You keep saying that, and they will. They will come for you. It's just a matter of time, unless it's shut down. Unless you shut it down, it will come for you. And when there's no one else that disagrees with them, they will lower the bar. And the people that have the most power in that cancel culture, or that form of socialism that they're enacting right now, they will start eating their own. You've seen that in some aspects of the cancel culture, woke folk, canceling their own people because they stepped outside the lines. They dared to not agree with the collective, the Borg collective. People, wake up. You think it's never going to touch you? You don't need to pay attention? Yes, you do. Tell your friends, tell your family that yes, they do need to pay attention to this stuff, because it is real and it is out there. And they are working to turn America into something that America is not, and something that most people out there will not like living in. You know, like, unless you agree that 2 + 2 = 5, like the Orwellian lore from 1984, you might have to get re-educated. Well, they'll take you to a gulag somewhere, a education camp, like they're talking about in China, where the Uyghurs go to get their heads shaved and get beaten into submission until they agree with the Chinese government. Yeah. Do you want to get your head shaved and demeaned and belittled and whipped into submission until you agree with whatever the woke people are saying? And I say woke as a joke. They are not woke. They've got their head in the freaking sand. They're following some stupid ideology that some stupid person wrote a book somewhere, and they're supposed to be the Almighty. You know, the Almighty was written about in one book. Well, actually a few books. One was the Bible, the other was the Torah, and the Quran. I subscribe to the first. The second is the first book of the first one of the Bible, and then Christians added onto it. And even that's not the whole truth, but hey, you're better off reading the Bible than that white fragility shit, because yeah, that's garbage. Absolute garbage. I should hate myself because I was born white. Well, if you think racially, you are a racist. Personally, this guy here, this guy, fingers pointing, yeah, I don't think racially. I don't care what race anybody is. We're all the same on the inside. It doesn't matter. People say, well, that makes you a racist. Yeah, screw that. It's easy to come up with some kind of a narrative like that, but usually the people that are spouting that shit, they are racist. And you can see that a lot in the Democrat Party. They impose the low expectations thing. You know, saying, oh, well, blacks and Hispanics and minorities, they can't figure out where to get an ID. So trying to say that a voter ID is racist. Yes, that's what we stand for. Because they're too dumb. My friends of minorities, don't you feel offended by that? They're telling you that you're too dumb to know where the DMV is and where to go get an ID. And if you are absolutely broke, you can get an ID for free in most places. There is no restrictions They're telling you that they are and trying to gin you up and trying to get you to go out and burn down businesses and shit. Saying the system is corrupt. No, it's not. This really got ramped up in 2009 when Barack Obama came into office. And he really stoked up racial politics again. If you're old enough, you might remember what things were like back in the 60s and 70s. I was born in the early 60s. I saw a lot of what was going on. I grew up in California, so it wasn't like I grew up in Georgia or Louisiana or anything. But, I saw people getting discriminated against. But I grew up in the Bay Area of San Francisco. Not so much. As a matter of fact, I had people of color over to our house all the time. People from the San Francisco music circuit. Hell, Carlos Santana and Dave Brown were at our house at one point in the early 70s. Things were going along fine until this whole police are hunting black people and shooting them at will. It's hunting season on black people. Do me a favor. If you can find any proof of that, any actual proof, some statistics or anything, please post them here. Because as far as I can find, it is just not the case. Police kill, unfortunately, 2 or 3 times more white people than black people as far as unarmed, criminal types. Quite frankly, cops are scared to death to shoot a black person because they know that their name is going to be in the headlines within 20 minutes. They're not going to do it unless their life is in danger. They feel their life is in danger. It's ridiculous. Now, do you hear about black cops killing white people? No. Ask yourself, when was the last time you saw a big headline? Black cop shoots an unarmed white man. You don't see it. Obviously, there is a narrative there. Think about it. Wake up. Have black people been oppressed in the past? Yeah, they have. I'm sorry, but they have. But they've been brought up to the point where, look at Michael Jordan and LeBron James. They do something smart with their careers, and they're billionaires. Look at one of the best neurosurgeons in the country. And I'll be damned if his name doesn't escape me right now. But, he was on Trump's team. Why can't I think of his name? I was thinking of him a lot earlier. Anyhow, you know who I'm talking about. But he's called Uncle Tom. He's called Uncle Tom because he doesn't agree with the narrative from the "we want communism in America" left type of folks. Hell, we're going towards 14 minutes, probably going to be 15 minutes before it's over. With my slow internet speeds, I'll be lucky if this gets up in the next hour. Anyhow, this is just a thought for y'all. Critical race theory, garbage. Black Lives Matter. BLM pretty much stands for Buy Large Mansions anymore. They haven't given diddly squat into local chapters of BLM. And, they were in it for the money. They were in it to win it for the money. And, they are self-professed Marxist trained people. Well, going out and buying mansions in Topanga Canyon out in California, in the LA area, where you have a view of the Hollywood sign. Yeah, that's not so much like Marxism, where, by each to the means, by each of the will and needs and all the rest of that. Now, stupidity. Anyways, be well, do good, and we'll catch you on the next one. Thank you.